Saudi Arabia and Pakistan last night signed what they are calling a strategic mutual defense pact. On paper, it looks like a precursor to what Pakistan has always wanted, an Islamic NATO. An attack on one is treated as an attack on both. For Pakistan, this seems like a shield against India. For Saudi Arabia, it's about building deterrence in an unpredictable neighborhood. But the big question, will this pact really deliver? This is Quick Take, your quick guide. I'm Smita Prakash. Pakistan's side of the story. Islamabad is in no position to play global policeman. Every month it loses soldiers in Balochistan and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Its economy is on life support, borrowing money just to pay electricity bills. Foreign investors are fleeing, and yet it wants to stand guard for Riyadh? And Riyadh believes that it will be safer with a force that is divided on sectarian lines. The Salafi Shia jihadists of Yemen are at loggerheads with KSA. So when they attack Saudi next, will the Pakistan army that consists of Shias and Sunnis agree to attack the Houthis? In the past, Sunni majority Pakistan had been asked by Saudi Arabia to provide ships, aircraft and troops for a campaign to stem the influence of Shiite Iran. Pakistan then refused. Now it needs the money. Then it was strategy. Now it is Pakistan grasping at prestige and desperate to fill its coffers. The Saudi dilemma. Would Riyadh risk being dragged into an India-Pakistan confrontation? Very unlikely. Over the past decade, Riyadh's ties with New Delhi have strengthened. Saudi Arabia remains a top oil supplier, but India has diversified its energy basket. Today, Saudi crude makes up about just 18% of India's imports, down sharply from previous years. India now buys from Russia, Iraq and the UAE and beyond. If Saudi Arabia chose Islamabad over New Delhi, it could risk losing one of its largest, fastest growing markets. Would Riyadh gamble with that? Not really. So what does the pact actually mean? Most likely Pakistani mercenary troops serving Saudi interests, formalizing what Pakistan has been doing without sanction from its parliament, quietly filling in security requirements of Saudi Arabia against the Houthis of Yemen. The pact may sound like a grand strategy, but the reality is transactional. Pakistan provides manpower, Saudi provides money. And for what? A better word is dignity. Most likely Pakistan will now buy American weapons with Saudi money. The Trump administration looks willing to sell. The regional backdrop. For Pakistan, the pact is about optics, showing off powerful friends. China, Turkey, America and now Saudi Arabia. For Riyadh, it's about keeping options open in a region where the ground is shifting. After Israel's recent strikes on Qatari soil, tensions are running high. Saudi Arabia and Israel don't have formal diplomatic ties. Whispers of confrontation are growing. Some in Pakistan are even marketing this as the first step towards an Islamic NATO to counter Israel. But history doesn't inspire confidence. The Arab League tried military unity. The Islamic Military Counter-Terrorism Coalition, launched in 2015, also tried it. Both fell apart because there are too many rivalries, too many competing agendas. The nuclear angle. Does this pact give Saudi Arabia indirect access to Pakistan's nuclear arsenal? That's the unspoken question. In theory, Riyadh might hope Pakistan's nukes act as a shield against Israel. In practice though, it's impossible to imagine Islamabad firing nuclear weapons on Riyadh's behalf. That would be suicidal. What if India strikes again? Picture this. India carries out another operation after a terror attack which Pakistan will conduct. They never learn. Would Saudi Arabia step in militarily? Highly doubtful. At best, Riyadh issues statements from 2,300 miles away, maybe adjusts oil supply, but India is already reducing dependence on Saudi crude, as I said before. Actually, Saudi boots on the ground in a fight against India is just impossible. It's unrealistic. Or even getting Islamic nations on a coalition against India and on the side of Pakistan, again a pipe dream. The bottom line, this so-called defense pact is more symbolism than substance. It projects unity but doesn't alter realities on the ground. Pakistan remains fragile, dependent, and desperate for validation. Saudi Arabia remains tied to India through trade, oil, and its large Indian diaspora, and Israel continues to cast the biggest shadow over the region. So, Islamic NATO, more slogan than strategy, and both Riyadh and Islamabad know it.